Hi Capricorn, welcome to your August 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Da, da, da. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome. Wait a minute. I can never figure out where the center is. Now the center seems somewhere else. Oh, well, forgive me if this is totally askew. Maybe it's here. I have a viewfinder, but it doesn't look the same when I see it on YouTube. Oh, man, oh man, do you have some good cards so far. Wow. Okay, this is a reverse card, believe it or not. That's one of those cards that always looks different. Well, first of all, you have so many major arcana cards. All right, you've got 3 out of 7. So, at the heart of your reading, we have this card that I love, one of my favorite cards. And there we are. There's the 8, August. It's a number of infinity. Because, why infinity? Well, because we're infinite souls. And I don't know exactly what the connection is to that symbol in this card, except I would say that it probably has to do with that there's no end. So what are you worried about? This person is a conscious co-creator. And when you get into that state of mind, it's like a zone baby, because you're not dependent on outer forces to supply you with your needs. It's like you can do it yourself. And there is this sense of, this is a card of self-empowerment, but there's this sense of like, it's just not just about self-empowerment. It is magic. If you want to talk about what magic is, it's like you're not, all those things that were told to you by society are thrown out the window. Because, society says, okay, go to school, get good grades so you can get into a good college, and then you can get a good job, and then you can buy a house, and then you can die. And that's what your life is. And you will see that some of the most successful people on our planet did not follow that plan. They might not have even gone to college. They might have been, who knows, they might have been a dropout, but that doesn't mean that they were ignorant. That doesn't mean that they weren't learning. That's not akin to learning. You see, going to school is playing the game. Now, you may want to play the game because you have a certain end, you have a certain goal that you want, that you have to do it that way. I can't believe, where my head was at, because I used to think that I could, if I wanted to become a teacher, I could just become a teacher because I had the knowledge, or I had the brain power to be able to do it. I didn't even think about certificates. And then I went to school and I realized, oh my gosh, you have to jump through all these hoops. And I jumped through those hoops, and then there were more hoops in front of me. And yes, I suppose I could have continued, but something felt like it was always out of reach. And some of you may feel the same way, but as Capricorns, you like double down. Okay, so what I'm saying is, throw all of that out the window, all of the conditioning, and see if there's something that you can do for yourself, which is the number one, is the self, is you relying on you to make things happen in some way. So in other words, if you're out of work, and you're looking for somebody else to give you a job, hire yourself. My partner was telling me the story that he heard where this guy had some disability and he was trying to get a job and nobody would hire him. And he said, I decided to hire me. And he created his own job. This is how we're headed. I mean, it's not the same. I mean, I remember when there were actually want ads, where you'd look and there would be jobs, and then all of a sudden that evaporated. And that sounds scary, but it's actually good, because once you align with your purpose, Capricorn, and you have a purpose, that's what the mountain goat is doing. The mountain goat is climbing the mountain. That is your goal, is the mountain. And you're able to achieve what you want, but you're doing it on your own terms. And what the real thing is, what is it that you want? What is your vision? This is a card, and by the way, if you're watching in July, this might even be in your future. This is the past position, the Three of Wands, wanting something more, looking beyond the horizon, or looking to the horizon, I guess. And you may have expanded your outlook, and that means that you're not content with whatever it is that you're currently doing. And when somebody isn't content with what they're doing, what do we have here? We have a card of new beginnings that are met with enthusiasm by you. It's chomping at the bit, wanting to do something very much so. Not, if I would have gotten the Ace of Pentacles, it would be like, okay, you have a job offer. This is a creative card. So it could very well be your own baby, your own vision. And that's always feels good, because you're directing your own dreams. You're not working for somebody else's dreams. And there's nothing wrong with working for somebody else if you feel that you're aligned with that. But if you don't, which the Three of Wands suggests more of your own creative effort, then it becomes tedious. And you don't have that juiciness in life that the Ace of Wands suggests. The higher message is the Judgment card. It's like, trial by fire. For some people, this is all related to a marital relationship, which with the recent Cancer sun and transits is in that 7th house of marriage. And actually there's going to be a lot of nice transits. I mean, the sun in the 7th house is certainly a nice thing. Venus in Cancer for most of August, same thing. But Mars was in that sector, and that can really rile things up. So this won't be, I'm not saying that all Capricorns are getting divorced at this time. Not by a long shot. I'm just covering all the bases because certainly when you have, you had in July a full moon in your sign. So that brings up that polarity with the 7th house, the self and the couple, the self and the other. Who wins out, who gets a chance to be acknowledged. Perhaps one party has been ignored for the desires of the other, and that has created some kind of conflict. But that's just, you always think of divorce when you see the Judgment card because of how many legal things that are going on, but who knows, it might actually be something related to inheritances, because the 8th house is activated with Leo transits. So that could certainly be what's going on for some people as well. But I feel like this spread, Capricorn, is all about you and what you're doing in your life, with the Magician as the heart of the matter. So with the challenge card, we have the 7 of Pentacles. This is about patience and willing to see how things progress. And for some reason, you may not be. Now, that Ace of Wands could be used so enthusiastic that you don't want to stop and just assess things. You may just want to move forward. Typically, when I see that kind of a 1-2 punch like that with the 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, I think about someone who has been feeling really pent up, and now they're like, they've been waiting so long for this moment. In some cases, it is because of the judgment of a legal judgment that in so many words frees you from the confines of a very difficult situation, and you just don't want to wait any longer. You just want to jump into something, and that could be a relationship. So just be aware of that, because even though it would go against your nature, it's entirely possible. Now, this could be also an earth sign individual who doesn't have your best interests. So that would be another Cap, or a Virgo, or a Taurus. The other thing, too, is if you are starting a business, please realize that it does take time. With the 3 of Wands, you may have grandiose notions, and you get disappointed when you have your initial results, and you might think, after all this is all I get, you know, and not realizing that you have to pay your dues, in a sense. Well, I don't like to even use that term, paying your dues, because it implies some kind of suffering sometimes even. But it really does mean that in a certain sense, where it's not just like you waltz into something and then it just happens. You have to build your brand, or, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. And I don't even, I believe in taking a very casual approach, because that's just what works for me, and not doing everything, not having to do everything at once, just kind of being more mellow about it. And I think the 7 of Pentacles is a mellow kind of an earthy energy, where it's not like just trying to be so type A that you have to, oh, I'm going to work 12 hours a day and I'm going to really have this incredible launch and all this stuff. But just to like kind of put your toe in the water, see if something works, and then continue with it, and be very easy about it. But you may just be with the Ace of Wands. It's almost like that Aryan energy of like just throwing the kitchen sink at something and being just like totally over the top. And with Capricorn, it would be like totally ambitious, and thinking even with spending money, I have to spend all this money in advertising and all this stuff. And sometimes those things do not work. Sometimes the casual approach, or the kind of low-key approach, is overall, in the long run, a better approach. Obviously, you know, it all depends on the situation, however. And what is coming in is the Hangman card in reverse. This would be a card of like, you know, if there's some decision that you have to make, and the 3 of Wands could even be about relocation in some way, then you're going to have to eventually make that decision. There may be a lot of new beginnings. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning. The Judgment card is speaking of closure, it's not the final card in the major arcana. That's next to the last one. And, look to August 20th, maybe, because the 21st is the sun in Leo. The new moon in Leo. So that could be some kind of a turning point as well. Maybe there is some kind of ending in that third week of August. The Hangman card may say that you need to also, this may be another thing, that you need to stop being a martyr for someone or something. And perhaps there's somebody in your life that you are allowing to treat you in a way that you don't deserve to be treated, or you're allowing yourself to be in a situation. Maybe you are still employed in a company, and you're doing your own thing on the side, but you don't have the guts to quit because you're afraid of losing that guaranteed income. And the Hangman in reverse would be saying you have to finally make that decision, what you're going to do. And the outcome is the King of Swords. Now, this could very well be like a mentor or a boss who is very intelligent and very impartial. This could be, this could definitely be a judge. That's, who else is the most impartial? Making decisions without emotion. Just the facts, ma'am, kind of a person. Could be a father. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who figures into your life in some way. Possibly as I was going to say an authority figure, but it could be a mature version of this person. So if this is like a romantic partner, this person may not be very warm and fuzzy and affectionate in the classic sense. Maybe even out of touch with his emotions. But definitely someone who is mature, and maybe you've dealt with too many children as partners who fly off the handle. This person is cool as a cucumber. They are very detached. And you are detached because you are an earth sign. Sometimes air signs and earth signs have a lot in common in that sense. Well, who else could this person be? Well, as I say, this could be like a boss who allows you to do your own thing. Maybe you go to your boss and say, I don't like the setup and I'm really trying to do something on my own, and he doesn't get fazed by that. He's understanding in a very dry sort of way. If this is not a romantic partner, perhaps this is a quality within yourself where you really feel like you have that self-mastery that the Magician card suggested overall. So that would especially be true if you have to make a decision, because your emotions do not get the best of you in it. And that's why I was talking about with the Hangman in reverse. You may have been putting off a decision that you have to make. So, I hope you enjoyed this, Capricorn. It looks very significant and eventful for you. If you'd like a more personal reading, most of them utilizing your natal chart, please click on the link below. Otherwise, I hope that your August is totally awesome. Bye.